Rude to eavesdrop, you know. Yeah, Jason.
Hey, nice to see you.
Joe, there's some, never mind.
What?
There's some friends on the roof over there.
Yeah, they're usually up here. It's kind of where I come for meetings. Nostalgia, you know.
Yeah. You still own this place, or?
No, no. Doors are closed. I don't know if it will ever reopen. I mean, I have offered assistance to Max for flight regulations and licensing in the future if that is something that comes to fruition. But for now, I'm grounded.
That's a
That's
shame.
okay. It's okay. I'll be up in the air again one day. I have no doubt. How's dispatch?
It's all right. It's a bit slow from the standpoint. We still can't answer bloody phones, but you know, it's getting there.
Why is it you didn't go back to be, if you don't mind me asking?
I should anything happen, you know, I didn't want Flop to be, you know, an orphan, just in case anything happened. So at least if I'm in a concrete box, I can make sure that I'm all right. At least.
I'd agree with you on that one. However, both you and I know that Mission Row has been blown up several times over the years.
Yeah, you're not wrong. It's just it's a lot safer than being out there, isn't it?
Yeah, I understand. Oh, you've always been a family man. I respect that. So, where to begin?
I think you were pulled into this before me, so you go first.
As have a few different people, from what I gather. And have you seen her, by the way?
I saw her yesterday.
Okay. Both of us have been given very. Okay, I should ask what has Andy actually told you?
Everything.
With
The journals, the notes.
okay, all right, cool. So you're fully up to date with all that stuff.
Yeah.
I saw Andy yesterday, and basically we're at a point where we're just kind of waiting or trying to see if anybody else has been given pages from volume 2. There are some very important pages within there that kind of need to understand exactly everything he's saying.
Yeah. Well, both me and Flop were given pages, and after a long conversation with Andy yesterday, I gave them both over. Well, it was 5 total, and I gave him over to Andy. So I don't know whether that was before or after your conversation.
Would have been after. She would have told me otherwise.
Okay.
Okay. Has he made any kind of threats or anything like that, or was it
No.
like how did it feel to you?
I think with Norman, it's always felt like it's always whenever you talk to him, it's always like your hair standing on end, right? It's always like goosebumps. But I don't know, it feels different this time. It feels it don't feel as dangerous. But maybe I don't know whether that's because I've got a different opinion on everything, or but I think me and Andy, I don't know what. I think Andy's probably spoke to you about her opinion on the whole thing, but
Mm-hmm.
I've got a very similar opinion and belief to her on what
Okay.
he's doing.
Then we're on the same page. I just want to know exactly. I don't know. Initially I was worried exactly what he wanted, and I still am to a degree. I think I'm most worried about Beric currently. Are you aware of that situation?
What with Andy?
Well, I mean, not. I'm not worried about those two together. I think that's great. I think I worry about Beric and potential choices he may or may not make. I know you remember in the past, a lot of people were in positions where they were forced to make deals.
Yeah.
I think Beric is doing good things from what I understand. Anyway, I think Beric is doing good things as the police department, and frankly, they need a chief there that can help develop things further and push everything to a functional standpoint. Um, and I worry that this situation will get him involved in a way that will compromise him as chief. So I had a chat with him the other day, and spot actually, um, and I said that if he's put in a position where he has to make some kind of choice, then I would be there to make that choice for him, not in a sense that would be negative for him or anyone else other than me. I guess I guess what I'm trying to say is I would offer myself to Norman in some kind of way to stop him being dragged into a position where he's compromised. And I want to say, Richard, I'm offering the same to you, Rhodes and Flop.
As much as I appreciate that, I don't think that's going to be needed, Jackie.
Don't think so?
I've made it very clear to Norman, at least from I can't talk for Beric, but going in from the start, I didn't even tell Matt. I didn't tell Flo. I didn't tell anybody that he was back, just to make sure that there was no chance of them even finding out about him, or no deals, no nothing. And I had a conversation with Norman. It's been confirmed through the pages that Andy read yesterday. As long as we stay far away, he ain't gonna bother us, and we ain't gonna. There's gonna be no trouble this time. So, I think we should be fine. Beric, I think he made a promise with Andy, as far as he told me, that he wasn't gonna make no deals or do nothing like that with him. And I think he cares about Andy a lot, and he's not gonna mess that up again. I think they had a pretty big falling out.
Are they good now?
Last I spoke was about a week ago, and it wasn't too great then. So I don't think he's going to take a chance and mess it up again. And he's a man of his word, so
I agree. But even people with their words in situations like that can change under specific circumstances.
Sure.
So I guess that's what my worry is. With you, Flop, and Rhodes, if you say you're okay, then you're okay. The offer's still there if it ever comes down to it. I'm in a position, I'm not a police officer anymore. I'm not a criminal either, but I am in a position where I don't have to follow a specific set of guidelines per se. So yeah, that's really what I wanted to say to you. But the fact that you gave 5 pages to Andy, that's a massive help. So thank you for that.
My only hesitation with it, I want to explain, I guess, was initially it came from not wanting to be a part of his whatever this. I thought initially this might be another one of his games, right? Another little thing that he set up to push us together and cause suffering like he always does. But he said no strings attached, all of this kind of stuff. And after reading my pages, which I haven't got them anymore, you'll have to get them off Andy. It does seem like he's saying goodbye. And I didn't think I was going to go back, so I thought nothing more of it. But then Flop got a text, and he had to go down and grab his ones. Which I'll tell you now, the last 2 pages, the ones that Flop's got, so the last 2 of the book, you can't read them aloud. I don't know why. Well, I do know why. I think they'll be pretty important to you. Just don't read them aloud. He said that. I don't know what happens if we do, but just don't. Anyway, when we went down there, I told, after Flop got his pages, I told him to go. And it might have been stupid, but I wanted to see if I could confirm my suspicions like an idiot. But I spoke to Norman. And I said, Norman, you know there's better ways to say goodbye. And he said, yeah, you're probably right. That was it. And I left. But my concern is, and I spoke to Andy about this, if he's leaving, who's taking his place? So what I'm thinking is, if Norman's going out of his way to say goodbye by giving these pages to people like this, to specific individuals, mind you, to me, Flop, you, Andy, then whoever's going to get these last, was it 3 pages?
Yeah.
I don't know. My worry is he's giving those pages to people who are possible replacements. Now, I'm not going to do it. I've got family to take care of. Andy's not going to do it. And I don't want you to do it.
I don't want to do it either.
That's what I'm worried about. Just a theory, but I don't know. I feel like we're missing a few pieces of the puzzle, and I'm worried what's going to happen when we put it together.
I worry about who. I'd be surprised if there's 3 other pages out there. I would be very surprised if they didn't have the rest of it too.
The rest of the book?
Yeah. Maybe at least part of it. I don't know. Maybe we were all doing the same thing and trying to get the pages together.
It's possible. But again, I said to Andy, I don't like it, but there's a part of me that feels sorry for him. Norman, that is. After you called me and after I got my pages, it took me a good few days as to what I wanted to do. I really considered just throwing them in the fire and burning them and just doing absolutely nothing with them because I didn't want to play along. But then just reading the pages and stuff like that, and I mean, you've been in this from the start. You know what kind of person he is and all the bad shit he's done, but I think in a fucked up way, the position that he's in now and the position that he's had for the past 9 years, I think it might be the only place that he's ever really felt like he belongs. And now that's been taken away from him, and I do feel bad. And I was saying it to Flop, and I was saying if it was somebody else, if it was you, Jackie, or if it was Flop, or if it was Cody in his position, then I'd want to help him say goodbye. I'd want to help him move on to the other side. It doesn't matter what he's done in the past. He's still someone that's stuck in between places. So that's why I think it's the right thing to do. But we still got to be careful because we don't know the consequences of what we're doing.
That part is right. I don't know if I could ever feel sympathy for him. I think he's exactly where he's supposed to be. Everything that I went through with him and when I first met him was probably was one of the biggest cases of my career. And the effect that it's left on me since, especially when he stabbed me at the execution. After I've recovered, I realized that we were truly never ever safe, nor was I ever really in any kind of control. Under my command, we somehow managed to let Norman be snuck a knife during the court case or during the transport or in prison or somehow. I don't know. But that helped me realize that I wasn't in control of everything that was going on around me. Which I guess is a good and a bad thing, to be honest. I don't know. I struggle to have any kind of sympathy for him, especially what he did to some of my what he did to Coop. I'm glad it happened the way it happened. I'm glad that he was executed the way he was. And him coming back 5 years later in the situation that he's in still now makes sense. He was always kind of glorifying himself, saying, I am death, etc., etc. You know, his journal I found in his house by the lighthouse basically was what helped us convict him easily. He is not the kind of individual that could have been amongst other humans. The way it disgusted me. He really felt like he was some kind of god. Or was destined to be. And at the time, I was thinking, you know, someone with that kind of ego, that kind of you know, ultimately it would be their downfall. But for him, it was different. He actually became what he said he always was. They will help a lot. So I'll get in touch with her regarding those and see what we can figure out.
Yeah. I don't think he would have given pages to. I don't think he would have given copies to other people. I think he's given them to specific people. That's my thoughts anyway. I think he's given them to people that he spoke to as his. That's, you know, people who spent time with, like you and me and Andy and Flop. That's why I thought maybe I suggested Andy. Like, I think she might reach out at Orwin. I
Yeah,
thought
I'm working on
maybe
that
like,
too.
and all that, because, you know, they try to kill the guy. I don't know whether he give him some pages, so it's gonna, once she has all the pages, then I want to know then, but until then I'm just gonna stay out of it.
I respect it. In the
Probably for the
meantime, if you
best.
get any contact from him, could you let one of us know?
Of course, yeah.
Thank you. I hope you keep yourself safe, Richard. I hope you keep your family safe too. If there's anything I can do, just let me know.
I might be calling in that favor sooner rather than later, Jackie. There's some shit going on, but maybe I'll fill you in when it gets pretty serious. But I'll let you know. All right.
Yeah, whatever you need.
I appreciate it.
I'll hopefully see you soon, Richard. It's nice to catch up.
Yeah, you chill. Take it easy, okay?
I'll do my best.